Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Racing from Delaware Park. Well, I'm thanking you before you've actually watched. Maybe you were flicking buttons and you got this by mistake. Hold on. Don't keep flicking. Stay with us. We're going to show you 9 races that were run at Delaware Park today. You say you don't care? Well, you know what? Let's do a little game. We're going to show you the names of the horses every race before the race and see if you can pick one out. And who knows, what if you pick 5 or 6 or 7 winners? Then maybe you ought to start thinking about coming to Delaware Park, because you just might have the golden touch, the Midas touch, to pick winners at Delaware Park. My name's Rich Glazier, and I'll be your host for this show, where we show you the replays of the races. And because of all the rain on Tuesday, we were off the turf again. So we had all 9 races on the fast main track. So Bungie had no pick for today. Who's Bungie, you say? Well, he drops out of the sky, not out of nowhere. See? And then he turns around and whispers in my ear. Very slowly he turns. Slowly he turns. And he tells me the name of a horse. This is a horse too, Bungie. He'll give me the name of a horse that's running on our next day of racing on the grass. That's his specialty. He talks to all the turf horses. Now, do you have one for, oh, the next racing day is tomorrow, Thursday. Do you have one, Bungie? El Bungerino? Yeah, yes. Incheski. Incheski. That's an interesting name. Incheski. All right, let's hope we're back on the grass. We had a lot of sunshine today, and maybe that'll dry things up. We'll see. Off he goes. So that's what that was about. And now, like I told you, we're going to show you the names of the horses in first race. Here they are right now. You see the numbers of the horses are on the left, and see those different colors? That's what color their saddle cloth will be. So number 1 is always red, and number 5 is always green, and for instance. Then there's the names of the horses. And look at the name of the one horse. Could you imagine owning a horse and calling him Pantyhose? All right, well, number 2 is hard to read. You know why? Because it didn't run. It was scratched. Then the next name are the jockeys' names. So maybe if you don't want to pick the name of a horse, maybe like number 5, Sugar Shack might have been your favorite song back in 1965. But if you don't want to pick a name, you can pick the name of a jockey that might appeal to you. And if that doesn't work, you can pick the highest odds. Maybe you like long shots. The longest shot in this race was 8-1 on none other than the Pantyhose. And the favorite was Mrs. Vargas at 8-5. So now you've got all that. Now make your pick. And now we're going to watch the race and listen to the call of John Kern.
And they're off. Sugar Shack breaks well. Mrs. Vargas there between horses. Pantyhose has the rail. Serious Love on the far outside looking for a spot as they race into that first turn. Pantyhose on the inside will come out on even terms with Mrs. Vargas, but now Mrs. Vargas to the front by 3 parts of a length. Pantyhose right there with the rail. Sugar Shack's a length further back in third, followed by Renewable in behind horses, looking to move up in between. Serious Love's going to be caught 3 wide all the way around the bend as they make their way down the back stretch. Opening quarter goes in 24-1. And Mrs. Vargas leads it by head with Serious Love up on the outside, now challenging, followed by Sugar Shack and Pantyhose down toward the inside, racing in fourth. Renewable next in line, and the trailer is Post Perfection as they advance down the backstretch toward the half-mile marker. Your opening half goes in 47-3. Honest Fractions on the front end, set by Mrs. Vargas. Serious Love still up on the outside, ready to challenge. Next in line, that is Sugar Shack right there between them. Pantyhose has the rail, followed by Renewable and Post Perfection looking to move out of last. Around the bend, now Serious Love on the outside, 6 ahead in front with Sugar Shack going with that one. Mrs. Vargas has dropped back on the inside. Next in line, moving up on the outside, that's Pantyhose taking over third as they turn for home with Sugar Shack and Serious Love head to head. Pantyhose looking for a seam to run through at the top of the stretch. On the inside is Sugar Shack. Here comes Pantyhose up on the outside, set the challenge. Serious Love is hanging in third. It's Sugar Shack and Pantyhose. Sugar Shack digging in on the inside. Pantyhose is trying to go by, but Sugar Shack holding on gambling. A late surge from Pantyhose. It's going to be tight. Sugar Shack hangs on by half a head over.
And how about that? If Sugar Shack was your favorite song and you pick Sugar Shack, you've got a winner. Sugar Shack. Get Well with Pimentel. Julian Pimentel, the jockey. Mike Trombetta, the trainer. James Stevenson, the owner. 1180, 660, and 480. Pantyhose was second with Gutierrez, 860, 540. Serious Love with Keels, 480. Exacta, 79.60 the try, $312, and the superfecta with the 458.10. Here's here's another song title, Feeling Groovy, #1. So maybe this could be all song title day today. We started off with one, or maybe if you're an old timer, you like to say the name of #7, Dag Burn It. So don't pick the 5 or the 6, they scratched. And here is race 2.
L's in. And they're off. Dag Burn It away well. El Grillo up on the outside. One step closer is there as they race down the backstretch. Dag Burn It leads it by a length with El Grillo one step closer toward the inside. They're side by side. Up on the outside, Cuban Cowboy racing up in the 4th, followed by down toward the inside. That's Feeling Groovy. Next line, Late Caller, and your favorite Strong Back Steel Toes is the trailer, about 7 lengths off that leader as they race into the turn. Dag Burn It by a length. El Grillo and now Cuban Cowboy up on the far outside is making a bid. Next in line, one step closer is right behind that group in 4th. Then a gap of 2.5 lengths to Late Caller, followed by Feeling Groovy, and Strong Back Steel Toes continues the trail, but picking up some ground as they head for home. Still 3 across the track. El Grillo on the outside, down toward the inside. Dag Burn It, dropping back a bit is Cuban Cowboy. Strong Back Steel Toes, a late rally on the far outside, down on the inside, one step closer, but El Grillo begins to edge away from the field. The battle is for the balance. It's all El Grillo down the lean. Cuban Cowboy gamely hanging in there for second. Going to be tight for third with Strong Back Steel Toes and one step closer.
El Grillo taking that one. Second straight sprint for this one. I love that angle. This one was ridden with a lot of gusto by Augusto Marin for Mike Gorman, the Old Coach Farm. 1380, 840, and 8 even. Cuban Cowboy with Uski, 2280 and 1540. One step closer with McCarthy, $5. The exacta 302.80, a big price there. They try 1,668.60. That double, daily double, combining the winner of the first race and the second race, $208. And the superfecta with the 2, $2,618.
Claimed.
Claim, that voice you heard was Claim Person, and that tells me that somebody bought one of these horses, and the horse that was claimed was one step closer by trainer Kieran McGee. All right, third race was originally scheduled for the turf, but run on the main track at 1 mile and 70 yards. Scratch 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 13. A lot of times you get a lot of scratches in races transferred to the main track because the horses prefer to be on the turf. So that's what happens. The big favorite was Marvelous Days, looking marvelous at 3 to 5.
We're set. And they're off. Favorite breaks well, Marvelous Days, but has plenty of company. Maryland's Miracle up on the outside with wings, far outside. Petion last, going to be a bit wide into that first turn. On the front end, it's your favorite Marvelous Days. Down toward the inside, Lost Squirrels to advance nicely toward the inside. Quickly to challenge, and now Lost Squirrel leads it by a half. Marvelous Days now being rated in second. Up on the far outside, Petion last in the third, followed by Maryland's Miracle settles in fourth. A gap of 2 lengths to Viola's Legacy with wings and Kala Luna. As they make their way down the back stretch. Opening quarter winning 23 and 3. On the front end, it's Lost Squirrel by half. Marvelous Days right there in second, 2 lengths to Petion last in third. Maryland's Miracle toward the inside of With Wings. Then comes Viola's Legacy, and the trailer still is Calla Luna as they move toward the backstretch half-mile marker. Lost Scroll still by a neck over Marvelous Days. With Wings has advanced nicely toward the inside. Petion last a length further back in fourth. Then a gap of 4 lengths further back to Calla Luna, Maryland's Miracle, and the trailer is Viola's Legacy as they race into the turn. And Marvelous Days now sent to the front. They went the half in, 47-4. Marvelous Days leads it by a length. Here comes Petion last, trying to go with that one in second. Toward the inside, With Wings has flattened out a bit after that mid-race move, followed by Lost Scroll. Then comes Calla Luna and Viola's Legacy. Heading from 2-horse affair, Marvelous Days on the inside, and Petion last on the outside, now to the front. Petion last leads it by a length. Marvelous Days under a drive, trying to come back in second, followed by down toward the inside. Calla Luna rallies in third. It's Petion last to the front and begins to edge away. Marvelous Days now trying to hang in there and come back again, but can't find it. It's going to be Petion last to win this one. Marvelous Days settles for second, followed by Calla Luna and Viola's Legacy.
And the number 14. Don't see a lot of them. 14 wins it for Petion last. For Angel, Won't You Take Me on the Sea Cruise. Deborah Lusby Teague, the trainer. Mrs. E. Allen Murray Jr., the owner. 1580, 5 even and 340. Marvelous Days with Cedeno, 240, 210. Calla Luna with Hamilton, $3. Exacta 4280, the try 230.80, that double 141.80. The pick three, first pick three of the day, 1,113.90, and the superfecta with the 4, 385.80. Fourth race, one of those great maiden special weight races for 2-year-olds. This one for the fillies. We've had, I think, 37 horses in the last few years that have won a race similar to this and gone on to become graded stakes winners. Now, the 5 was scratched. Only one horse in a race had even run before, the 7 She'll Do. The other ones were all making their debut. The 6 Vi Haynes is a half-sister to 3 separate stakes winners, graded stakes winners. So, and cost $550,000 as a yearling. So this one, the 6 horse, cost over $500,000, and this will be her first start to get some of that money back. Let's see if she does the job in race 4.
And they're off. She'll Do breaks well on the outside. Down on the inside, Music of Life with Side Reel. Across the track, and Music of Light still front by a length. Side Reel racing second. She'll Do is racing a bit of a reserve third, and Vi Haynes, who got off to a step slow start, moves up on the inside of that one. Then a gap of 4 lengths to Postino's Request, and whatever you say, dear, with under a half mile to go. Music of Life is showing the way by 2 lengths. Side Reel racing second, followed by Vi Haynes toward the inside, and She'll Do now begins to advance on the outside. 8 lengths further back to Postino's Request, and even further to Whatever You Say, Dear, as they race around the bend. Music of Life to catch. She leads it by 2.5 lengths. She'll Do charging in a second, followed by Side Reel. Then comes Vi Haynes with a quarter to go. First timer, Music of Life is showing the way. She's looking strong right now as they head for home. She'll Do has her work cut out in second. Then a gap of 5 lengths further back to Side Reel, and Vi Haynes toward the inside. Music of Life is digging in. She'll Do under a drive on the outside is trying to run her down. Music of Life still leads it by 1.5 lengths. She'll Do on the outside is trying to cut that margin, but Music of Life is holding on there gamely. Music of Life and She'll Do. Music of Life hangs on for Sheldon Russell. She'll Do settles for second, followed by Side Reel.
Music of Life, as daughter of Bodemeister, taking that one for Well Done. Sheldon Russell for Brittany Trimble and R&M Thoroughbreds LLC. $17, $4.80 and $3.60. She'll Do with Koa, $260, $220. Side Reel with Panero, $540. The Exacta 46.20, the try 397.20, the double 168.40. Pick 3, 1,085.10. Pick 4, 5,000, 616.30. Good prices today at Delaware. And the super with the 4, 496.10. On to the fifth race, which was transferred to the main track. Distance 1 mile and 70 yards. Scratch 2, 4, 5, and 8, 9, 10. A lot of these are old turf veterans, but they gave it, a couple of them gave it a shot on the main track. Let's see what happens. Favorite, 14.
And they're off. Hiram being hustled from the far outside down toward the inside. It's Now We Are Free, Wildcat Pleasures, and Rocky the Kid in between horses. 4 across the track into that first turn. Fire Sparks hugging the rail, racing behind horses in 5th. Then comes Ghostly Games, followed by Hard Drive. And the trailer is the gray Hiram as they make their way around the first turn. Now We Are Free leads it by a length. Up on the outside, it is Rocky the Kid toward the inside. Fire Sparks. Etruscan settles nicely now in the 4th spot, followed by Wildcat Pleasures toward the inside. It's about 6 lengths to Ghostly Games, followed by Hard Drive, and Hiram continues the trail. They make their way down the backstretch. Opening quarter did go in 23 seconds flat. It's been a good tempo, being set by Now We Are Free by a length over Fire Sparks. Rocky the Kid is still right there in 3rd. Wildcat Pleasures toward the inside of a favorite Etruscan. 6 lengths to Ghostly Games, followed by Hard Drive and Hiram as they make their way into the turn. Half in 46 and 1. A good solid tempo being set by Now We Are Free, still by 3 parts over Fire Sparks. Now Etruscan begins to gain steadily in 3rd, dropping back. That is Wildcat Pleasures and Rocky the Kid. Ghostly Games trying to move up as they make their way around the bend. Here comes your favorite Etruscan making his bid. Now We Are Free clings onto a narrow lead. Fire Sparks next in line, followed by Ghostly Games as they head for home. Now We Are Free on the inside. Etruscan ranging up on the outside. They've gone the 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 4. On the front end, Etruscan. On the inside, Now We Are Free, who's not giving it up easily. Ghostly Games trying to rally toward the inside. It's Etruscan on the outside. Now We Are Free on the inside. They're doing battle to the line. Etruscan with a slight advantage and a hard-fought win for the favorite. Etruscan by 3 parts over. Now We Are Free. Ghostly Games rally for 3rd.
How many times do you get the number 14 to win twice on one card? But here it is, Etruscan coming in from New York. A New York Invader for Rudy Rodriguez. Trevor Trevor McCarthy, the jockey, and Ben Mondello, the owner. 380, 260, and 240. Now We Are Free with Suarez, 363 even. Ghostly Games with Wales, 460. Exact 1160, try 5280. The double $30. Here's the pick 3, 14, 214. Don't see those numbers that much. 213.60. And the Super Wit, the ever-present 1 in 4th, $96.
Claims.
Oh, there's that voice again. Must mean there was a claim, and there was. The winner, Etruscan, was claimed by Jamie Ness. Let's go to race 6 now. And this one, we had a very late scratch, the 7, who at the time was 1 to 5. Was scratched by order of the state veterinarian. Scratched the 4, 7, and 8. Remember, the 7 was a late scratch, so check your tickets. That made the favorite Army Gray. Here's John Kern.
Unbridled Piper. By now, the 2 and the 5 vying for favoritism, and they are off. Toward the inside. Opening Remark goes for that lead. Up on the outside, Army Gray is challenging. Now Army Gray to the front by a half. Opening Remark racing in 2nd. Unbridled Piper's on the move up on the far outside, followed by Apollo 11, and the trailer down the back stretch is Hail Cepheus. Under a half mile to go, and on the front end, Army Gray by a length and a quarter. Unbridled Piper's now in pursuit 2nd, followed by Apollo 11, and Opening Remark toward the inside of that one, still far back to Hail Cepheus as they move around the bend. Army Gray leads it by about a length and a half. Unbridled Piper's chasing in 2nd. 3 lengths further back to Opening Remark, followed by, up on the outside, Apollo 11, and still far back to Hail Cepheus as they turn for home with Army Gray and Jomar Torres the catch. Army Gray leads it by 3, maybe 4 lengths now. On the outside, trying to kick it in is Unbridled Piper once again, but is beginning to drop back as Opening Remark takes over 2nd. Down on the inside, it's Apollo 11, but no worries for Army Gray. Army Gray going to win this one, going away by about 5.5 or 6 lengths. Opening Remark getting 2nd, tight for 3rd with Apollo 11 and Unbridled Piper.
And the favorite prevailed. Army Gray did it for Jomar Torres for Claudio Gonzalez, and a top trainer in the Mid-Atlantic area, and Robert Bone, the worldwide top owner. $4, 210, 210. Opening remark with Gutierrez, 220, 210. Apollo 11 with Suarez, $3. The exact is $6. Try 1560. That double, consolation double with that late scratch of the 7, $3. The real double didn't pay much more, $8. The consolation pick 3, $16. The actual pick 3, $46.90, and the super with the 6. Wow, very chalky, $9.60. Oh, this one was all taken off the turf, and not many people wanted to try the main track today. As you can see, we had a match race. Is it War Admiral Seabiscuit? No. Is it Foolish Pleasure Ruffian? No. It's Expressly versus Folk Magic in a 2-horse race. Sit back and let's watch.
Looks like we're set to go. And they're off. Expressly on the inside, Folk Magic on the outside. Not much is going to change for the next mile as they make their way to that first turn. Folk Magic on the outside, Expressly on the inside. Neither one has given an inch into that turn, and on the outside, Folk Magic has a slight advantage. Now we'll try and cross over and get that lead, and Folk Magic to the front by about 1.25 lengths. Expressly is racing second, and of course nobody else is in the race. Opening quarter goes in 22 and 4. That's pretty fast fractions for a 2-horse field as they make their way down the back stretch. And Folk Magic wanted that lead under Angel Suarez and has it by about 3 lengths. Expressly is now rated off that leader in second as they make their way down the back stretch. And while we have a break in the action, I want to remind folks that Owners Day coming up here Saturday at Delaware Park. 12 races, 7 stake races, 133 horses have been entered for Owners Day this Saturday with the first post of 1:15. Now back to the race, and on the front end, nothing's changed. Folk Magic leads it by 2 1/4. Expressly is chasing in second. They went the half in 46 seconds flat. Again, fast fractions as they race into the turn. Folk Magic continues to show the way. Expressly under a drive trying to chop the margin, but is not doing so right now as Folk Magic begins to edge away by 3, maybe 4 lengths now with a 1/4 mile to go, and the 6 furlongs at 1:10 and 4. Folk Magic leads it by 3 or 4 lengths. Expressly trying to chase that one down, but right now Folk Magic is holding on game to that lead with a furlong to go. Folk Magic still in front by about 4. Expressly is trying but not cutting the margin. It's going to be Folk Magic made that aggressive move into the first turn, and it was a winning move. Folk Magic and jockey Angel Suarez tiring down the lane, but has enough to outlast Expressly for the win by 3 1/2. Time for the mile.
Well, when all else fails, you bet the number 7 in the 7th race, and you hit. What an angel, Angel Suarez, for leading trainer Jamie Ness and his stable, Jagger Incorporated. So the 2-horse field goes to Folk Magic at 360. No place, no show, no exacta, no try. There was a double, 740, and there was a pick 3, $3.10. And I'll bet you there wasn't a superfecta. Well, there's a pick 3, 780, the pick 5, 761.90, and yes, I was right. No superfecta in that race. On to the 8th we go now. That's more like it. 7 to run, 6 betting interest because you have the 1 and the 1A coupled at 3 to 5. So the entry was the big favorite. Here's John.
We're about set, and they're off. Prospective Lady breaks well, as does Trusty Wolf on the outside. Those two battle for that lead down toward the inside of horses. Moving up with the rail, that's Modacious quickly into contention. And on the front end, Prospective Lady leads it by 3 parts. Trusty Wolf racing second with Modacious toward the inside third. La Weekend is next in line. Moving up on the outside, that's Bloody Point as they make their way past the half-mile marker. The trailers are Beautiful Maiden, and the other part of the entry, No More Rich Blondes. As they race into the turn, Trusty Roll on the outside now quickly goes by, opens up 2 lengths on Prospective Lady. Bloody Point now racing up in that second spot, going after the leader. Prospective Lady's dropping back on the inside. Then comes Modacious and La Weekend far outside. Beautiful Maiden. The trailer still is No More Rich Blondes. Trusty Roll leads them as they head for home by about 2 lengths. On the outside, Bloody Point is trying to kick it in second. Toward the inside, Modacious. Beautiful Maiden splitting those two. With a furlong to go, Trusty Roll holds on by 2.5, maybe 3. On the outside, still it's Bloody Point. Beautiful Maiden between horses. Toward the inside, Modacious. Not much is changing down the lane. It's going to be Trusty Roll to win this one. Modacious getting second, followed by Bloody Point and Beautiful Maiden.
And it was Trusty Roll getting it for Katie. Don't waity to bet on Katie. Katie Davis. Good to see her back in action. Hugh McMahon for Joseph Bessiker. $22, $28, $44. Modacious, $520, $260 for Pennington. Bloody Point for Vargas, $210. Exacted $117.80. Tried $214. Double $19.40. Pick 3, $24.10. Pick 4, $38.30. And the Super $287.20. Takes us to the 9th and final field of 7, going to mile and 70.
And they're off. Jiffy Josh, Edifying toward the inside, Accusing. All want that early lead. Let's see who comes out on top with it. Meanwhile, Kingston Pike, the 7, is going to tuck in nicely behind that group from the far outside. Then comes American Deluxe, followed by Major Attitude as they race around that first turn. And your trailer is Industrial Logic. They were hard used to get that lead, and it's going to be Edify coming out on top. Edify leads it by about 2, maybe 3 lengths now. It looks like being taken back a bit is Jiffy Josh in that second spot as the opening quarter went in 23 seconds flat. And a length and a half further back to Accusing up on the outside, Kingston Pike. 2 lengths to American Deluxe, followed by Major Attitude, and Industrial Logic continues at the back. On the front end, it's Edify in front by almost 3 lengths over toward the inside, Jiffy Josh. Right up there on the outside. Moving up, that is Accusing. Far outside, Kingston Pike. American Deluxe saving ground down toward the inside, looking for a way through. They're bunching up behind that leader. And then comes on the outside, Major Attitude, and Industrial Logic continues at the back, but the field has gotten within about 4.5 lengths of each other. A half went in 47-3 as they race into the turn. And now Edify has been collared. Kingston Pike on the outside sticks ahead in front. On the far outside, Industrial Logic from the back of the pack is quickly picking off horses one by one. Here comes Industrial Logic on the outside. Now getting the lead as they turn for home, but it's still wide open. Industrial Logic, Kingston Pike looking to angle to the outside now. Here comes on the far outside, Major Attitude. Down toward the inside, also slipping through, it's American Deluxe. It's wide open with 70 yards to go. It's a 3-way thriller, and on the outside, Major Attitude is going to get the nod over Industrial Logic and American Deluxe.
And it was Major Attitude for Jorge Vargas, William Downing, and John Grossi Racing Corp. $14. Industrial Logic was second with Cedeno. American Deluxe was third with Suarez. Exact at 101.20. Try 333.80. That double 105. The pick 343. And the Super 621.10, and that does it for the Wednesday card. Here's the handle: 1,461,671. That's with a 2-horse field too. So not a bad day. Next racing day is tomorrow. Bungie's horses in Chesky. Hope it doesn't rain tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.